Chiefs Kingdom, I want you to speak it into existence. If you want DeAndre Hopkins to sign with Kansas City, like this video, hit that thumbs up icon, and enjoy today's show. Today's Chiefs Report is sponsored by RexMD. Go to rexmd.com/chat to get up to 90% off their branded and generic Cialis and Viagra. Go check them out today, the leader in men's telehealth. All right, my name is Harrison Graham, and there is a new DeAndre Hopkins update. Does Kansas City want Hopkins? Trey Wingo, NFL insider, believes that he wants to play for the Chiefs and that the Chiefs would like him as well. Let's get you caught up on the latest. Here's what Wingo had to say. And this was following the Jeremy Fowler report, by the way. He kind of tied that into this. He says, they're optimistic that they'll get a deal done with Chris Jones. So why is that significant? Because the Chiefs will get more cap space. Why do the Chiefs need more cap space, he says? Because they want to go after DeAndre Hopkins. GM Brett Veach is trying to make that happen. If you're DeAndre Hopkins and you want to go somewhere besides Kansas City, why aren't you there already? Why haven't you signed? You've taken visits. You have offers. Clearly, there's a part of DeAndre Hopkins that wants to know what Kansas City can give him. And I think this is such a good point, and I kind of made this point the other day. If Hopkins didn't want to sign with a team like the Chiefs, and hell, I'll mention another contender, maybe a team like the Bills or someone else, but the Chiefs specifically, why has he not signed already? We know the Patriots have made an offer. He's visited there. We know the Titans have visited with him and that they've made an offer. Why hasn't he signed there? You know why? Because he's on record for saying he wants to play with an elite quarterback and a team that can compete for a title. That is not the Patriots. That is not the Tennessee Titans. That is the Kansas City Chiefs. That is absolutely the Kansas City Chiefs. And look, obviously money is going to factor into this. There's no question. But I think he's waiting to see what happens with KC. What's the rush? Training camp's not even here yet. Week 1 is 2 months away. He doesn't have to sign right now. But I'll tell you what, if he loved either A, the offers he had gotten, or B, thought he had a great chance to win in Tennessee or New England, he'd be signed by now because those offers have been there. DeAndre Hopkins can and I think will be a Kansas City Chief, and I think he wants to be a Kansas City Chief. D-Hop, here's my message to you. Take a little less money. I don't think the Chiefs will offer as much, although I do think they'll be able to increase their offer once they extend Chris Jones. Sign with the Chiefs. Ball out this year with Patrick Mahomes. Win a ring, and go cash in one more time next offseason. You'll still be 31, going to 32 years old next offseason. You're not going to get a 4 or 5 year deal, but you're not getting that now. Play well this year. Have 1,000+ yards and maybe 8 to 10 touchdowns. And go get a 2 or 3 year nice little, $15-20 million per year to round out your career. Maybe that's staying with Kansas City. Maybe that's somewhere else. But get your ring. That is something missing on your Hall of Fame legacy and resume, and you will have a very good chance of getting that with Patrick Mahomes, who's played in 3 of the last 4 Super Bowls, won 2 of them, and 1 last year, including NFL and Super Bowl and regular season MVP. This would be the best quarterback you've ever played with by far. Let's make it happen. Will the Chiefs sign DeAndre Hopkins? Type S for sign, or you can type P for pass. Let me know in the comment section down below. Will the Chiefs sign D-Hop, S for sign, or P for pass? I really do believe it. I just do. Listening to Wingo, it's like, that's what I've been saying. Like, it just makes sense. If he wasn't going to be a Chief, he would have signed somewhere by now. I think he'll be a Chief. Now, look, if they never offer him, they never offer him. But I just think they will. I think this Chris Jones thing will get resolved. They'll have enough cap space to convince him, and he'll play here. It's just what I believe. I think it'll happen. And here in a second, I'll give some more reasons why it should happen from the Chiefs standpoint. But first, subscribe to the channel. Help us get to 43,000 subs. You see how close we are, 413 away. I promise you this. If the Chiefs sign DeAndre Hopkins, we will be breaking it down here on this channel. YouTube.com/Chiefs TV. Don't miss out on the latest Chiefs news and rumors. Okay, why Kansas City should sign him. There's several reasons and benefits, including a couple you may not even be considering, to why the Chiefs should sign DeAndre Hopkins. We're going to go over all of those in just a moment. But first, I want to give our sponsor, RexMD, some love. And look, if you want to increase your love in the bedroom, RexMD is going to help you out. Because, fellas, do you sometimes lack confidence in the bedroom? Do you wish you could have a more fulfilling sex life, you're not alone. That's why we're excited to tell you about RexMD, the online source for men's wellness. RexMD offers an easy and discreet way to get the medication you need for erectile dysfunction without having to visit a doctor's office. With just a few clicks, you can have your medication delivered straight to your door and at a fraction of the cost of traditional pharmacies. RexMD's team of licensed physicians will work with you to find the right treatment plan, and their medication is made in the USA, so you can trust its quality. Plus, their customer support team is available 24/7 to answer any questions or concerns you may have. So if you're ready to take control of your sex life and say goodbye to ED, go to rexmd.com/chat. Get up to 90% off, the best deal they've ever offered, and only pay $2 per dosage for both generic and branded Cialis and Viagra. It's rexmd.com/chat. RexMD, the men's telehealth leader. Go check them out, rexmd.com/chat. That link is in the comments and in the description. Okay, let's get to those benefits of signing DeAndre Hopkins. The obvious one is it just gives you a number one receiver, right? Even if you don't think D-Hop is like peak 1,400 yard guy anymore, he is still, barring, just a massive drop-off from him, your number one guy, right? Like Kadarius Toney, we're going to talk more about him. Marquez Valdes-Scantling, Sky Moore, Rashee Rice. You don't have a number one. Let's just call a spade a spade. You do not have a number one receiver, and that's okay. You don't need to have Tyreek Hill at his peak. He proved last year with Juju Smith-Schuster, 78 catches, 933, and 3 touchdowns, that you can get by. But D-Hop's better than Juju, man. Like, you get D-Hop and you go from your offense is basically the same outside of offensive tackle, but you go from Juju to D-Hop. I mean, good luck to opposing teams. Like, that is significant. So you get a true number one in DeAndre Hopkins. Even if it's not peak D-Hop, he's still a number one in my opinion. It also takes pressure off Kadarius Toney. Look, Kadarius Toney, you've already benefited from the trade because he helped you win a Super Bowl. But look, he may not be ready to be a wide receiver one, both from an on-the-field standpoint and from a maturity standpoint. He's not mature, guys. Let's just be honest. The guy is not mature. I think he should take a break from social media. The guy's claiming he got hacked now. If you want to go look into that situation, you do so. It's quite the hack if that's the case. But, it takes pressure off Toney. It also gives you just insurance as well if Toney really is not ready to be that guy. You've got depth, so I think you could get by. But if you get Hopkins in there and something goes south with Toney, you're okay because you've got Valdes-Scantling, you've got Sky Moore. But if you don't have Hopkins and you were hoping Toney would be your number one, let's say something happens there, then you're kind of scrambling a bit. So it takes pressure off Toney, allows him to kind of settle in as a number two role potentially, and then maybe down the road he's ready to take that next step. Do you trust Kadarius Toney? Type T for trust or D for don't. Do I trust him to keep his head on a swivel and be an awesome teammate and player for 18 weeks? I don't know if I can say yes to that. I still would have no regrets for the trade, even if he never plays another down for this team because he helped you win a Super Bowl. But he's got to prove it, man. He's got to prove it. A lot of maturing, that needs to happen in that regard. Okay, number 3, Rashee Rice can learn. Rashee Rice is a rookie. I don't think even if you don't get Hopkins, you're expecting him to just step in and be this awesome player right away. But Rashee Rice, very similar to Hopkins, mentioned that after getting drafted. He was asked, hey, who do you, mirror your game after? And he said, I'll probably say DeAndre Hopkins just because we both attack the ball real aggressive, and then you never know what we can do when the ball is in our hands. And look, Rashee Rice is a hell of a talent. I think he's going to be a good pro, but you don't want to put the expectations too high on a second-round rookie, right? You bring in Hopkins, you can kind of treat this like a redshirt year. Sure, Rice is going to get some snaps, he'll play some, but you don't need him to go out there and catch 50, 60 passes. I mean, you look at Sky Moore last year. We had huge expectations for him, but they were able to ease him along. He wasn't ready for a big role early. We don't know if Rice is going to be ready for a big role early, and if he's not, you don't necessarily need him to be. DeAndre Hopkins helps you out because you've got MVS, who's been around the league for several years. You've got Toney, and you've got Sky Moore. So Rashee Rice can take an even bigger backseat and kind of just learn here in year one. Okay, Patrick Mahomes would then have two elite weapons. You see Travis Kelce there. D-Hop and Kelce, two elite weapons. Again, Hopkins may not be elite like he once was, but he's still very good. Again, it's an upgrade from Juju. So Mahomes would have Travis Kelce, who, for my money, is the best tight end of all time. At worst, the best receiving tight end of all time. 7 straight 1,000-yard seasons, an unreal season a year ago. Doesn't look like a guy who's slowing down. Then you pair that with DeAndre Hopkins. It's pretty lethal, man. Then you get all those role players falling into place. I like how that comes together. I really, really do. So you can never have enough top-end players, and getting a guy like Hopkins would certainly be just that. And then lastly, you're chasing a dynasty if you're the Chiefs. We were talking about this in the office earlier. I think you got to win 3 out of 5 to be considered dynastic. You've won 2 out of 4. You've gone to 3. You're on the precipice. If the Chiefs win a Super Bowl this year, you're the best dynasty since the Patriots, period. End of story. You could argue you're the best team since the Patriots, but you're not in that dynasty category yet. You win this one, go 3 out of 5, you're there. You've done it, and you'd be thinking 4 out of 6 beyond that. So you're chasing greatness if you're the Kansas City Chiefs. You're not going to have Patrick Mahomes for the rest of eternity. Like, you got to maximize every single year of this guy that you have, and especially while Travis Kelce's still elite as well. So go get DeAndre Hopkins. Go chase greatness. He can get a ring. You can get another ring, and everyone is happy at the end of the day. So will the Chiefs sign DeAndre Hopkins? I'll ask you again. S for sign or P for pass? I really believe it. I do think they're going to sign him, and the NFL is going to be in big trouble because this offense is going to be damn near impossible to stop. All right, guys, I told you at the top of the video, if you want DeAndre Hopkins, like this video, speak it into existence. Appreciate everybody's support. If Hopkins signs, we'll have you covered here on the Chiefs Report.